What's up? It's Sadiq Boxing. Like and subscribe. 95% of you are not subscribed. If you like and subscribe, you will greatly support the channel. Thank you. So, reported earlier on ESPN, Tyson Fury stops training for his anticipated heavyweight undisputed fight against Anthony Joshua. Look, I made a video earlier saying that I don't think that that Tyson Fury wants to fight Anthony Joshua. Even though this fight will make him more money than he's ever made his whole career, even though this fight will cement his legacy, even though this fight will separate him from the rest, if he wins, of course. Because if he loses, he goes back down. If he wins, this fight could take him to a whole new other level. Tyson, Gypsy King Fury, refuses to say straight up, I want to fight Anthony Joshua. Even though I was very critical of Anthony Joshua in the post-fight interview, when he was, after he fought Pulev, when he was asked about Tyson Fury, do you want to fight Tyson Fury? He said, if Tyson Fury has the WBC championship, let it be. And I thought, I'm like, you know what? That's not a straight up call out. But guess what? I criticized Anthony Joshua, and now I'm going to come back and criticize Tyson Fury. Because I don't have any favorites. The other day, my brother asked me a personal question. Who's the most person that you like? I'm like, bro, I don't like anyone. And in boxing, I have the same feeling. I don't like any boxer. I like the sport. The most favorite fighters I like to watch is maybe David Benavidez, Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin. Guys who go out there who have skill and look to take your head off. Gervonta Davis, Teofimo Lopez, Vasily Lomachenko. Guys like that. I liked Usyk at cruiserweight. He hasn't been looking great at heavyweight yet, but I really liked him at cruiserweight. I liked Gassiev at cruiserweight. But I don't have a favorite boxer, man. I don't care who wins between Joshua and Fury. Because guess what? If Joshua wins, I'll still be fucking the same girl. And if Fury wins, I'll still be fucking the same girl. It's not going to make a difference for my life, whoever wins. Because a lot of people be accusing me of being a hater of either Joshua or Fury. But I don't care. I could care less who wins. I want to watch the fight. And right now, the only obstacle seems in the way of the fight happening in June is Tyson Gypsy King Fury. And look, I don't want Tyson Fury to fight Joshua coming off such a long layoff. I want Tyson Fury to fight Agit Kabayel or Michael Hunter or whoever in December. And then we can have the super fight because they both fought in December. No one had the layoff. They're both fresh. They're both coming off back-to-back wins, and they can fight. But now Tyson Fury has had a layoff, and this gives him an excuse to not fight. And now he's saying, I don't want to fight in the UK. I don't want to fight in the United States of America, the home of boxing. I don't know why he's saying that, because right now the UK is in charge of the heavyweight division. I'm an American, born and raised American, and I got to say the truth that the United Kingdom is the one that's in charge of the heavyweight division. They got the top fighters, and we only got 3 fighters in the heavyweight division that can actually say something. Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz, and Michael Hunter. And Andy Ruiz does not even consider himself an American. He holds and raises the Mexican flag. And all respect to him. All respect to him for repping his heritage. Now let's go back to the topic. I don't think Tyson Fury has any interest in fighting Anthony Joshua because Tyson Fury doesn't have a clear game plan how to beat Anthony Joshua. You're not going to beat Anthony Joshua fighting like how you fought Klitschko. I'm telling you right now, Joshua is not just going to sit there and let you outbox him for 12 rounds and do nothing about it. He's going to go at you and try to rip your fucking head off. And Tyson Fury is not going to beat Joshua the same way he beat Deontay Wilder the second time. He's not going to be able to out-muscle him and out-fight him because I'm pretty sure Anthony Joshua is much stronger than Tyson Fury. And he has a much better inside game than Deontay Wilder. Even though I think Tyson Fury is the better inside fighter and the better long-range fighter. But Joshua is the best mid-range fighter in the heavyweight division. The only reason why Joshua has a loss on his record is because when he went in the mid-range with Andy Ruiz had the quicker hands. Even though, right when he went in the mid-range, the second he went, because he kept that long at the beginning, when he went in the mid-range and on the inside, he dropped Andy Ruiz with a perfect combination. And guess what? If Tyson Fury gets on the inside, he'll get dropped. And if Tyson Fury is hurt, it's not going to be like how he was against Wilder. Joshua's going to rip his head off. Wilder throws just crazy haymakers, man. He's just windmilling. He has no technique behind his punches. Just throwing the hardest he can and try and knock you out. Man, Joshua doesn't do that. Joshua has much more technique. And I'm a very hard Joshua critic. I'm actually shocked at myself right now that I'm defending Joshua to this point. But I think Joshua does not seem scared of Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury does seem scared of Anthony Joshua. I see what's happening right now in front of me. I see the fight as not happening. But if it does happen, I see Joshua winning by conclusive knockout. Or by decision. I've always said the most likely outcome is either Joshua by decision or Fury by KO. Because I see Joshua as the much more textbook fighter. I'm shocked when people say Fury's way more skilled than Joshua. I'm like, what are you watching? Are we watching the same fighters? Let me know. Show me the clip where Fury looks more skilled than Joshua. Fury always looks awkward and looks cagey. Does not look like a skilled fighter. Joshua, especially prior to his loss to Andy Ruiz Jr., looked like a perfect textbook fighter. I thought that, I knew Joshua isn't a complete fighter because there is no such thing as a complete fighter other than a prior Roy Jones Jr. But I thought it was very hard for another big guy to beat Joshua. I thought that the two guys that can beat Joshua, and I was right at the end with one of them. I'm not sure about the second one. No, three guys. There are three guys who could beat Joshua. I give them more chance than Fury to beat Joshua. It's Andy Ruiz Jr., who already beat Joshua, and then Michael Hunter and Alexander Usyk. Because they got the speed factor over Joshua. You're not going to beat Joshua if you're the bigger guy. I'm telling you right now. If you're a big guy, that just gives him more of a target. Because you saw against Vladimir Klitschko. I heard the other day Hatman saying that Joshua was getting outboxed by Klitschko. Again, Mr. Hatman, you got much more experience in the game than me. What fight were you watching? What fight were you watching, bro? Because I thought that Joshua won the first 5 rounds. He swept them. And I'm the biggest Klitschko fan in history. I bet thousands of dollars on that fight that Klitschko would win. And I had all that bias in my head, and I saw the fight. You know what? Klitschko getting his ass whooped. Because every time, Klitschko was just waiting for Joshua, and Joshua just steps in there. Because Klitschko was trying to cement the same game plan that Tyson Fury did against him. Trying to bat box in the back full and give Joshua angles, but every time he would do that, Joshua would just go in there and land the combination. Rewatch the fight. Even the HBO scorecard had Joshua winning 5-0. And HBO, their fighter was Vladimir Klitschko. Anthony Joshua at the time was a Showtime fighter. They gave the first 5 rounds to Anthony Joshua. Rounds 6, 7, and 8 were all Klitschko. But then round 9 and 10 were for Joshua. And then he got Klitschko out there in round 11. So I thought that Joshua, even if Klitschko survived that round 11, he would have still won a comfortable decision. And the judges agreed. The 2 judges had a 95-93 for Joshua, which is the same scorecard I had. And 1 judge had a 95-93 for Klitschko. With a 10-7 round, all 3 judges would have had Joshua up ahead going into round 12. They would have had Joshua up 105-100, 105-100, 103-102. Even if Klitschko wins the last round, Joshua still wins by majority decision. Klitschko would have needed a knockout. Now, this video is becoming too long. It's about at the 10-minute mark. I think that Joshua is a much better textbook fighter than Fury. He has a better jab because Joshua's jab is stiff. Don't get it wrong. I've seen him hurt fighters with that jab. He has a great left hook, very underrated left hook, and without a doubt, he has the better right hand. Without a doubt, he has the better right uppercut. He has a decent left uppercut from range. He's a decent body puncher. Not one punch does Fury have better than Joshua. Not one punch. But I think Fury has better agility and footwork. I agree with that. I think Fury has more stamina. So I will start either Joshua wins by decision. It's either decision or early knockout for Joshua. Or a late stoppage for Fury, which is very possible. I see this fight as 50-50. I see Fury very easily stopping Joshua late. Joshua tiring and then Fury putting it on him and forcing the stoppage. But the most likely outcome, and this isn't, I give Joshua 70% chance. No, this is a 51-49 type fight in my eyes. Before the Ruiz loss, I thought Joshua would easily beat Fury, but would lose to Wilder because styles make fights. And I predicted for the Fury-Wilder rematch that Fury would win via KO. And that's what happened. It came to fruition. Now, I'm telling you all right now that Joshua either stops Fury early, very early, or wins a wide decision. Because if Fury's going to be cagey and looking to survive, he's not going to win a second against Joshua because Joshua is a very, very good boxer. Joshua is a very good, very sharp long-range fighter. Very, very accurate mid-range fighter. And a decent enough inside fighter. This isn't no Deontay Wilder with the one-trick pony. Joshua doesn't have the same right hand as Wilder, but it's not that far off. Joshua has a much better left hook. Joshua has a much better right uppercut. Joshua has a much better left uppercut. Joshua has a much better jab than Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder gave Fury hell in that first fight. I had Fury winning that fight 115-111. But guess what? It was not an easy fight. It wasn't like he went in there, nothing happened. Fury got knocked out cold by that right hand in round 12. But that other left hook he threw while Fury was going down was what woke up Fury. And I commend Fury for that victory. I guess I consider that victory, the first fight against Wilder. But it's not going to be that easy against Joshua. He's not going to... Wilder did nothing for the first 8 rounds. That's not going to happen with Joshua. Joshua is going to be landing sharp combos from round 1. And if Fury goes in, he could get stopped in the first half of the fight. If Fury can survive the first half of the fight, he will have a tremendous chance to get the stoppage in the second half. But the most likely outcome in my eyes, as I said, it's a 51-49 type fight. But the most likely outcome in my eyes is Joshua via decision. In a 117, 111, 118, 110 type fight. And if it's a close fight, trust me, Joshua's going to get a decision. If it's a 114, if it's a 6-6, 7-5 type fight, Joshua's going to get the decision. The first fight is not going to be entertaining. It's a 2-fight deal. The first fight is not going to be an entertaining fight. And mark my words right now. If they fight, the first fight will not be an entertaining fight. This video is going to be labeled Fury versus Joshua is not going to happen. But let's say it does happen. If they fight 2-fight deal, the first fight will be a very, very boring fight. There's going to be 2 guys looking at angles, 2 guys not wanting to engage. Because Joshua still has goosebumps from that Ruiz fight. And Fury still has goosebumps and nightmares and flashbacks from that sparring session he had with Joshua, where Joshua ripped his head off. When Fury was a pro British champion and Joshua was still an amateur, a novice. And he still ripped Fury's head off. Alright, this video's been long. Like and subscribe, of course. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I apologize to all the Fury fanboys or Fury Fam Nation for saying that Fury is ducking Joshua, because he is. Let's get to the point. And yep, like and subscribe, please. Sadiq Boxing out.